Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel so annoying because I say that every single time. So today's video I thought would be about my favorite foundations because tonight I was putting on my makeup because it's like in the middle of the night right now, because you know that's like my best time for like my creativity to come out. I always film in the middle of the night or clean in the middle of the night or get like all my stuff done in the middle of the night. I don't know, it's just what I do. So I was putting on my makeup just now and I put on a different foundation that I haven't worn in a couple weeks, and then I was thinking to myself, like, why did I choose that foundation? And I was thinking it's different from the foundation that I wore yesterday, and then I thought, like, I don't really consistently wear the same foundation, so I thought that I would tell you guys my favorite foundations. I think I probably talked about this in a video before, but this would be like the updated version of it, I guess. So of course my foundations do change depending on what color my body is. Sometimes I will self-tan, you know, so I'll spray like the fake tanner on me. And then of course my skin is much darker, so I will go for more of my like darker foundations. But most of my foundations, I have them in two different colors. I have them for like my pale days, and then I have them for my tanner days. There are some times where I'll choose what foundation I want to wear, and then I happen to be out of my darker one, so I'll like have to bronze the crap out of my face, or I will just go for another foundation that I have the dark shade in. So anyways, let's get started. Let's start at the very top with my absolute favorite foundation. This is mainly my go-to foundation, and that is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. As I've said a million times before, I have really dry skin, so I always try to stay away from matte things, but for some reason this foundation just works with me. It always has. It doesn't dry me out. I don't know why. It's just amazing. So for when I am pale, I am 103. And when I am tan, I am in the color 106. Next is also by L'Oreal. This is the True Match Lumi. It's basically the same thing as this, except this is super, super, super dewy and luminous, and it's for people with really, really dry skin. So I was using this for a really long time, and when I do makeup on clients, I use this. This is a good alternative for when I am like really, 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 really dry. Then I will use this. So mainly during like the month of December, like, you know, during the winter months when I'm just super dry is when I usually go to this foundation. I am in the color Nude Beige W3 Warm, and I actually don't have another color for this. I always just stick with this color, and then I'll just really bronzer myself if my body happens to be a little more tan. Oh, and also this is affordable just like the other one that I showed. And then this next one is affordable as well. This is the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I am in the color 75 Natural Beige, and I only have one color for this as well. I'm wearing it right now. I feel like this color matches me, but I mean, it probably looks different on camera, but as I'm looking in the mirror right now, I feel like it is a little bit too dark for me right now, but that's fine. It's not like a huge difference. Once again, it's matte, and I always try to stay away from matte things, but it says Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation, so I mean, I think that's probably why it works for me, because it's soft matte and because it's hydrating. The only thing is that a couple weeks ago I wore this, and I worked a double that day, so I went throughout like my whole 16-hour day, and I would say by like hour 6 or hour 7, I looked in the mirror and my face looked pretty cakey. I don't know if I put too much on, or maybe if it was like my powder blush and my powder bronzer over the matte foundation didn't really work. I don't know. I wouldn't say this is very like long lasting. Like if I were to go to like a wedding and if I needed my makeup to stay on for like 10 hours, I probably wouldn't use this because I do feel like it gets a little bit cakey after a while. Now I'm going to show 3 higher end foundations. They're just a little more pricey. And honestly, I don't reach for them as often as I do for the drugstore ones. So I only wear these like every once in a while. It's not like, it's really not too often that I pull these out. So the first one is Laura Mercier. I think I say that. I don't know if I pronounce these things right half the time, but I say Laura Mercier. So this is the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Moisturizing Photo Edition Foundation. And I am in the color ECRU. I guess that's the name of her colors. I don't know. This one is long lasting. My cousin got married, not this past July, but the July before that. And I wore this to his wedding because he got married in Sonoma in the middle of July and it was very, very hot. And I needed my makeup to last all day. And I'm part of the family, so I was in, you know, a lot of professional pictures and stuff. And so I wore this and it worked out pretty well. I actually really liked it. The coloring is very strange though. It has like a pinky undertone to it, which I don't like at all. I feel like I really have to put on a lot of more of like a contour or more of a bronzer to like make myself not look sick. At the store, I've swatched the other shades and they all seem to have like just a weird undertone. I don't know. So I don't know if it's, I don't know. It might obviously work for you guys. I love the formula of it and I love how long it lasts. But I'm just saying that is a downfall for me, is that the undertone of it just like makes you look really strange and like sickly kind of, you know, just weird. This next one is probably my favorite one out of the 3 high-end foundations that I have. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation and I am in the color Medium Sand. This is like no joke. Like this stays on, this will stay on for like a month. Like this is, it says Amazonian clay and like they are not kidding. It is clay. It is really, really, really thick. You have to be really careful that you don't look cakey, but it will stay on literally forever. I would compare these two together. Like when I first got this, I thought that this was definitely a dupe for this one. I don't know. Honestly, I don't reach for this too often. Like I said, I don't really reach for my high-end foundations too often, but I will wear this one like when I went to IMATS in January, and then when I went to Generation Beauty, I did pull this out and I wore it to both of those just because it is a really good foundation. I mean, it does not leave your face. Like it will stay on. I was just very, very careful that I didn't make it too cakey. So I just was trying to use like a cream contour with it so that I didn't put any powder on top of my face. And then also I just made sure my beauty blender was just super, super, super damp so that it would create a lot of moisture mixed with it into my skin. So that's my thoughts on this one. And last but not least, probably not very many people have this, which is totally fine. It's way too expensive, but this is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. And this cost me, I think, like $67. At that point in my life, this was like 2 years ago, which is disgusting. I should probably throw this out because it's probably way expired. Yeah, so like 2 years ago, I was just having a lot of problems with my skin. My skin was just so dry, like no matter what I did, I just could not get it to be hydrated. So I had heard that the Luminous Silk Foundation was the like it foundation for people with dry skin. So I live in Santa Barbara and nobody sells this in Santa Barbara. The closest place was LA, and I finally tracked down this like very, very high-end makeup boutique that's the town south of me, and they sell like Chanel and Giorgio Armani. Like you're not gonna find like MAC in there at all. Like they just sell like this super high-end stuff, and usually like the older crowd shop there, you know? Like I was definitely the youngest person in the store. I would say there was like 60 to 65-year-old women in there like buying their Chanel and all that stuff. And so yeah, I went in there and she definitely matched me with the wrong color. This is the color 5 and it's so light, like it makes me look like a ghost. It is not full coverage at all. The rest that I've been showing you, they're all very, very, very full coverage. This one is not so much full coverage, but it's buildable. This is not so buildable, it's just really sheer. I've been thinking lately though, maybe I would take like, I don't know, this one and then mix just a tiny bit of this one into it and just like see how that works out. And I definitely wouldn't say it's long lasting either. I would say it probably lasts about 5 to 6 hours and that's it. So I wouldn't wear it like even to work because my shifts are longer than that. So So anyways, that is it for my favorite foundations. I hope that was helpful for you guys. I know that we're going to be going into a new season. It is September 3rd, so it's fall in my mind. Fall starts on September 1st. And I am so happy that it's fall now because I hate the summertime. Now that we're just going into new seasons, obviously our skin's going to change and it's going to be drier. And so I thought that I would do just a little roundup of my favorite foundations and what works for me. As always, this might not work for you. You have completely different skin than I do. So even if you have really dry skin, it's probably not as dry as mine. But I hope these things help you guys for sure. So if you have any questions, as always, let me know, and let me know of any video requests that you have. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!